Take a good look at the cash in your wallet. Now, light it on fire. That is its future value. The moment the grid fails, your credit score becomes a ghost story and your savings account becomes a digital hallucination. The economy is a collective delusion held together by faith. When that faith snaps, we revert to the only law that holds weight: brutal physical necessity. You cannot eat Bitcoin. You cannot bandage a wound with a stock portfolio. The new elite won't be the men with zeros on a screen. They will be the ones holding the tangible assets that desperate crowds will beg for. Forget inflation. In the ash heap of society, the price of passage is reliable gear or a shot of whiskey. You need to liquidate your mindset. Stop hoarding paper. Start stockpiling leverage. I am going to show you 7 dirt cheap items you walk past every day. Right now, they are garbage. Tomorrow, they are the currency that buys your life. This is your new financial plan. Listen close. Stockpile small denominations. In a collapsed society, habits do not retire, they get desperate. Alcohol is the only currency that doubles as medicine, but you are buying it wrong. Forget the glass liters. A large bottle is a clumsy asset. Once cracked, it degrades. Carrying it makes you a walking loot drop. You need divisibility. Buy the nips, those 50 milliliter plastic bottles sold at checkout counters. Focus on cheap vodka or whiskey. This is your small change. This is your pocket bribe. When you hit a checkpoint manned by a shivering, nervous guard, you don't offer him a gold coin. You hand him 2 ounces of liquid courage. He lets you pass. That cost you $1. It bought your life. Beyond bribery, this is your trauma kit. Anything over 40% ABV destroys the cell walls of bacteria. When antibiotics are a myth, vodka cleans the cut before infection takes hold. It is flammable, it is sterile, it is tradable. Stack them deep. Now, you need to command the heat. Control the flame. You are not a primitive man.
Stop fantasizing about rubbing sticks together. When hypothermia sets in, your fine motor skills vanish. You will fumble with flint and steel while your core temperature drops to 0. You need immediate mechanical combustion. Buy disposable butane lighters in bulk, not the refillable metal toys that leak fuel in your pocket. Get the cheap, sealed plastic bricks. One standard lighter provides up to 3,000 ignitions. That is 3,000 cooked meals, 3,000 boiled gallons of water, 3,000 nights where you don't freeze. In a trade, this is magic. To a man shivering in the dark, a working lighter is worth more than a diamond ring. A diamond cannot sterilize equipment. A diamond cannot signal for help. A lighter is a captive god in your pocket. For 50 cents, you buy the power of Prometheus. Hoard them. Wrap them in electrical tape to prevent the lever from depressing in your pack. Fire is life. Do not let it go out. Next, we secure the biological necessity.
Salt is not a condiment. It is a geological imperative. Your body is a bioelectrical machine running in a saltwater medium. Without sodium, your nerve impulses fail. Your muscles seize. You die. But its primary strategic value lies in the death of the grid. When the power lines go cold, your refrigerator is nothing but a heavy coffin for spoiled supplies. You harvest a deer, you have hours before bacteria turn that prize into poison. You cannot eat a whole animal in a day. You need the white preservative. Salt is the only low-tech method to arrest decay. It creates a hypertonic environment that sucks the moisture out of microbial cells through osmosis, causing them to break down. It turns perishable meat into durable assets. History is paved with riots over this mineral. Roman legions were paid in it because it was life itself. In the wasteland, a bag of non-iodized salt is not a kitchen staple. It is a bar of silver. It buys you labor. It buys you preservation.
Stack it deep and keep it dry. It never expires. Now we weaponize their fatigue, exploit the dependency. The modern world runs on a massive, unacknowledged caffeine habit. Cut the supply and you have a population of lethargic, headache-ridden zombies. You will be the cure. Stockpile vacuum-sealed instant coffee. Forget fancy beans. Oils go rancid. Freeze-dried granules last virtually forever. This is not about comfort. This is chemical warfare against exhaustion. Caffeine is a stimulant that antagonizes adenosine receptors in the brain, physically blocking the signal for sleep. When you need a sentry to hold the line at 3 a.m., you don't give him a pep talk, you give him a hit of black sludge. He stays alert, you stay alive. Furthermore, the trade value is astronomical. A man suffering from the crash will trade his last supplies for a jar of cheap instant blend just to stop the pounding in his skull. You are not running a cafe, you are running a dispensary for energy boosters.
Be the only source of energy in a tired world. Now, we improvise the medical supply. Kill your ego. If you are too manly to buy feminine hygiene products, you are going to fail. In the field, a deep injury is just a plumbing leak. You need a plug. Tampons are the ultimate tactical medical device disguised as a grocery store item. They are sterile, compact, and engineered for one specific purpose: to absorb fluid and expand. When you take debris or a deep cut, you do not need a Band-Aid. You need to pack the cavity. Jam a tampon into the wound channel. It expands, putting direct pressure on the damaged tissue from the inside out, buying you time to find a surgeon. Sanitary pads are your high-volume trauma dressings. They absorb far more fluid than standard gauze and come pre-wrapped in waterproof packaging. Combat medics have improvised with these for decades. The physics of absorption does not care about your gender insecurities. Stockpile the heavy flow variety. Swallow your pride. It is better to feel silly in the checkout line than cold in the grave. Next, we purify the source.
Clear water is a trap. You look at a bubbling stream and see hydration. I see a biological minefield. Without municipal filtration plants, every water source instantly becomes a stew of giardia and cholera. In a grid-down scenario, dysentery will claim more lives than any conflict. You drink raw water, and you fade away from illness. You need to become the master of chemistry. Stockpile NADCC water purification tablets. They are light, shelf-stable, and the ultimate trade item. But for mass survival, buy plain, unscented household bleach, sodium hypochlorite. Just 8 drops per gallon turns a harmful mix of bacteria into potable fuel. Better yet, secure calcium hypochlorite, granular pool shock. A single 1-pound bag can treat 10,000 gallons. Do the math. That is 10,000 days of life for pennies. When the taps run dry, the man with the clean water is king. You are not selling a drink. You are selling the guarantee that their children won't suffer from dehydration. That is a price you can set. Bleach is the cheapest insurance policy on earth. Buy it before the panic starts.
Now, we seal the breach. You are not a surgeon. Put down the needle and thread. In a high-stress environment, trying to suture an open injury with trembling hands is a recipe for trouble. You will just trap bacteria into the skin. You need a chemical weld. Stockpile cyanoacrylate, industrial-strength superglue. This technology was battle-tested in Vietnam to hold soldiers together before evac. It is the ultimate field closure. When the skin splits, you don't have time for elegance. Flush the wound, pinch the edges of the dermis together until they kiss. Apply a thin bead of glue along the seam. Hold it. The cyanoacrylate undergoes rapid anionic polymerization upon contact with the hydroxide ions in water, even the moisture in the air. It creates an instant, waterproof plastic mesh that bonds the tissue. It stops the bleeding immediately and seals out infection. It is a synthetic scab. Buy the gel formula. The liquid runs too fast. Use it to fix your boots, seal a cracked canteen, or close a slice on your arm. A 3-pack costs less than a bandage. It is the cheapest stitch you will ever buy.
Glue it shut. Keep fighting. We are at the end line. Stop looking at your bank balance. That number is a comfortable lie. Real wealth is not a digit on a server. It is the ability to generate heat, purify water, and repair damage. By stacking these 7 items, you have diversified your portfolio into reality. You are no longer a dependent consumer. You are a mobile logistics hub. You are the central bank of the new world. When the dollar hits zero, you will not be the one begging in the streets. You will be the one setting the exchange rate. The panic buyers will come to you, and they will pay whatever you ask. But you won't be trading for paper. You'll be trading for survival. Go to the store, spend the $20, secure your freedom while it is still on the discount rack. The market is about to close. Class dismissed.